Looking to get all the cards you need for your deck at a good price? Come check out Ho-Oh Elemental Trading Company located on the PTCGO forums. Alright, everybody, welcome back to a brand new top 5 video. I like doing top 5s. They are definitely one of my most favorite things to do. They're fun. There's a lot of top 5 ideas we can do. And yeah, we're going to have some fun with this because we're going to be counting down the top 5 best Mega Evolutions as the Fates collide. And this is going to be awesome just because Megas are, the new addition. Obviously, Megas were introduced in the set XY, but they really kind of became huge thanks to Phantom Forces introducing the Spirit Link mechanic. And a lot of stuff happened with Megas ever since. And they've become some of the most threatening things to play against. Just they're huge. They do a lot of damage. They have a lot of health. They're easy to get into play. There's a lot of combos that work with them. So we're going to be counting down the top 5 best Mega Evolutions of a Fates Collide. Coming at the number 5 spot, we have Mega Gardevoir EX. This is one of the more roguish Megas. This card doesn't really see too much competitive play right now, but it is definitely a great card. Brilliant Arrow is a very strong attack because it does 30 damage times the amount of fairy energy attached to all your Pokemon. The thing that makes this work is you can use it with Xerneas and stuff like that, and with, I think, 6 fairies in play, it does 180 damage, and with more energy fairies that you stack in play, it will just become an unstoppable powerhouse. But it's not just that makes it good, it's the ability to use Max Potion Aromatisse. That combo is broken. If your opponent cannot do 210 damage to this Mega Gardevoir, your opponent is going to struggle because you can use Aromatisse's Fairy Transfer to move all the energy off of Mega Gardevoir, then Max Potion heal Gardevoir, and remove all that damage, and then go straight back to Brilliant Arrow. And if you can't one-shot this thing is going to sweep your whole team. It is crazy, but it's kind of just a roguey at the moment. It's not really seen much in competitive, but it is a very good card nonetheless. Coming in at number 4, we have Mewtwo Y. And Mega Mewtwo Y EX is a good Mega mainly for its attack Psychic Infinity. It's basically a buffed up X-Ball. It does 30 plus 10 more damage for each energy attached to both active Pokemon. And obviously, this is like Evil Ball and X-Ball dated and came out with this. And Mewtwo Y has kind of been... It's another roguish Mega card where it's like it doesn't really see too much competitive play, but it is still really good nonetheless. It's great also with Shrine of Memories in the Shatter Shot damage exchange Mewtwo, because you can use that and move all the damage off, much like Gardevoir in a different fashion. And it's just a really good Mega card. It's just weak to Psychic, which makes Night March really OP against this thing, but it is still a good Mega since it can do so much damage with Psychic Infinity. That's why it comes in at number 4. At number 3, we have Mega Rayquaza EX. Mega Rayquaza EX is kind of, I guess, arguably the best Mega or the most popular right now. It's seen a lot of play with Jolteon, Skyfield decks, but Mega Rayquaza is really good thanks to Emerald Break, being able to use Skyfield to play down a full bench of stuff, being able to get this thing out in the first turn thanks to its ability, because you can play down from your hand the turn that you played the normal Rayquaza down with Rayquaza Spirit Link. You don't have to end your turn, which is nuts. You can get this thing powered up in one turn with Battle Compressor, Mega Turbo. It's just a very good card. It does a lot of damage. It can do up to, I think, 240 damage, I'm pretty sure, with a full bench of 8 Pokemon, which is nuts. Mega Rayquaza is a huge threat, and it comes in at number 3. Coming at number 2, we have Primal Groudon EX. Now, I had to put this higher than Mega Ray just because of how insane Primal Groudon is. Now, right now, it is not seen too much play because of Vespiquen kind of keeping it in check. But Primal Groudon is really good because this card used to be a monstrous card, and it was one of the most feared decks to play against because of the craziness this card offered. The thing that makes this card really broken, or not broken, but really good, isn't the fact that it, has 240 HP and has Gaia Volcano. It's the fact that that ability allowed you to power Primal Groudon all by yourself. Really, thanks to Lysander would not work on Primal Groudon. Hammers would not work on Primal Groudon. It just doesn't work on it, and that is just nuts because Primal Groudon, you just sit it on the bench, power it up, bring it up, Gaia Volcano sweeps your team with strong energies, the stadiums, as long as you have one in play. Primal Groudon was just an insane deck, and it definitely is one of the more feared decks. You can probably still make it work now with Tool Scrapper and Weakness Policy. That's why Primal Groudon comes in the number 2 spot. At number 1 is Mega Man Ettrick EX. Or just downright the best Mega ever. It was the first Mega with Spirit Link that really caught it in a competitive. It's just an insanely good card. What makes this thing so good is it has a ton of things going for it. 210 HP, Mega Evolution, a non-basic. Turbo Bolt is what made this thing good. Just for 2 energies, it does 110 damage, which is already good on its own, but with its ability, you attach 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. This opened up tons of strategies. That is just an insanely good attack to have. Just nuts. It's a lightning type. You can use Rough Seas. It's got Free Retreat. It is weak to fighting, which is a little bit of a bummer because stuff like Lucario and Zygarde can kind of wreck it, but Turbo Bolt was just an insanely good attack. Like Mega Man Ettrick is easily the most popular Mega Evolution out there. It is just very, very good, strong as heck, and that's why it comes in at the #1 spot. Now, I have some honorable mentions. The first honorable mention we have is Mega Alakazam. Mega Alakazam EX. It's new, but it is still pretty good. I've been testing this thing out quite a bit, and it is very good. Zen Force is a very good attack when you use it with the other Alakazams, and even Bats to an extent. So Mega Alakazam comes in at an honorable mention. Maybe if, the format kind of plays itself, we can see if Mega Alakazam becomes better. We can maybe put it on a list in the future if we ever update it. Final mention we have is Primal Kyogre. Not as good as Primal Groudon. Wasn't enough to make the list. Now, it's really good thanks to Primal Growth. Allows you to put 2 energies on it a turn, which is just crazy. You just put 2 waters on a turn. Power this thing up in 2 turns if you get this thing going. And Tidal Storm, you can back and forth with another Primal Kyogre and kind of just create up with that. And we also saw this with a player named Lance take 2nd place, or 1st place, sorry, at I think Nationals or something. I know this, he made a Primal Kyogre deck that took, I think, 1st place, and I know his name was Lance. So Primal Kyogre comes in as the final mention, and yeah, that was the top 5 best Mega Evolutions as the Fates Collide. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to request in the comments down below the next top 5 I should do. I'll be interested to see what you guys say. Thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.